And we're back. Professor Almeida, jpalmeida.com. And in this video, I want to talk to you about the game plan for weeks 5 and 6 in COSA 1 and 601. So we're actually going to be looking out 2 weeks instead of your normal weekly announcements, because as you will see, with week 5, things are going to be slightly different. And then with week 6, we return to our regularly scheduled programming. Hopefully you've had a chance to get started with Excel chapters 1 and 2. And without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right in. So you can see that I have my Windows 11 virtual machine here with Microsoft 365. Just as a friendly reminder, you do need access to a Windows 11 PC with Microsoft 365. If you are a Mac user, I won't stop you from using your Mac to work on projects. You do have a switch on the instructions page to move from Windows to Mac. Just don't expect any help or support. Okay, you need to have access to a Windows machine. And if you don't, you can come to campus and use the COS computer labs. Now, to install Microsoft 365, if you haven't done so, you do have Microsoft 365 in your Viking portal. To log in, it's your student ID at lbcc.edu. It looks like an email address. So for example, if your student ID is 01234456, then you would put in 01234456 at lbcc.edu. If you still have questions, contact the Student Tech Help Desk. And then to install Microsoft 365, here we are on the Microsoft 365 Copilot dashboard. Click on the apps category to the left. From there, install apps, Microsoft 365 apps. Choose install Office. You'll see the installer download to your computer. Run that installer and follow the prompts to complete installation. Again, if you need to get assistance with installing Microsoft 365, contact the Student Tech Help Desk. All right, so again, hopefully you've had a chance to work on Excel chapters 1 and 2, and it's pretty much the same formula with Word, right? You have your chapter 1 training on getting started, you have skill review 1.1, you have the project walkthrough videos you can watch, and then you have your chapter 2 training, your skill review 2.1, and then your quiz covering Excel chapters 1 and 2. Now, weeks 5 and 6 will open together on Monday, September 22nd. And for my Monday, Wednesday folks, this is how it's going to work. When you come to class on Monday the 22nd, we will walk through the Chapter 3 training together in class. Chapter 3 is on formulas. And then in your downtime, you will get started on the Chapter 4 and 5 training. I don't expect you to finish the training for chapters 4 and 5, but you want to get started on that. When you come to class on Wednesday, we will walk through skill review 4.1, and then in your downtime, you will finish up your training for chapters 4 and 5, and then you'll have your quiz, which only covers chapters 3 and 4. Chapter 4 is on worksheets. Now with 4.1, this project will run a little bit longer than usual, so make sure that you come to class on time that Wednesday, the 24th, and then Chapter 5 is on charts and data. Online, folks, you know the drill. You basically go through and you work on your training for Chapter 3, you work on your training for Chapters 4 and 5, you complete the skill review for 4.1, and then you take the quiz. There's an optional discussion thread on Excel, and as you can see, all of your Excel assignments will be due on Sunday, September 28th. Now, for those who finish early, or if you like to wait for Monday, September 29th, we will return to our regularly scheduled programming with PowerPoint. So you can see we're back to Chapter 1 training, skill review, Chapter 2 training, skill review, and then your Chapter 1 and 2 quiz. Chapter 1 is on getting started with PowerPoint. Chapter 2 is on adding content. Now, just as a friendly reminder of the ways to get support in this class, here are the hours for the COS computer labs. And of course, Thursdays, I'm in the Canvas course chat from 9 until noon Pacific time. As a matter of fact, I'm recording this on Wednesday evening, and I just wanted to get this video out early so that you have a heads up on what we will be doing for weeks 5 and 6. So again, Thursday, I will be in the Canvas course chat 9 until noon Pacific time. Of course, you can message me directly in the Canvas inbox. But if you need to use the computer labs on campus, here are the hours for the COS computer labs at LAC and TTC. If you need to get assistance with installing Microsoft 365, or if you're having login issues with the Viking portal, the Student Tech Help Desk is on the second floor of the library. Here's their contact information. And if you need to get tutoring for COSA 1, this is done through the Multidisciplinary Success Center, or MDSC. Make sure you read through their policies and procedures and check the schedule. So you can see here's COSA 1 at LAC. Here's COSA 1 online. And then here's COSA 1 at TTC. This schedule does change often, so make sure you check back. If you're wondering where to find these links, check the campus resources page in the welcome module, as you can see here, or on the second page of the syllabus. As a matter of fact, if you have questions about course policies, please consult the syllabus before messaging me. So with that, let's make sure that we are getting all caught up in the class. Take care of yourselves out there, and I will see you next time for weeks 5 and 6. Thanks for watching.